Good afternoon. Thank you everybody for coming, and thank other candidates for showing up. Not everybody did. I want to start out by saying that I'm not a career politician, and I do not accept PAC money, it's Political Action Committee money, and the voters are my only special interest. I'm one of two candidates that qualified by petition, getting over 1,668 petitions rather than pay the $5,400 qualifying fee. I've spent less than $3,000 on my campaign so far, while some have spent over $60,000. I'm embarrassed by the way the legislature is having to correct the imbalance caused by the redistricting manipulation. And in the 1990s, we as voters overwhelmingly supported a referendum in this county for term limits. I support that term limits. Not all candidates have, and I do. I will be the voters' voice. I will represent the interests of the voters, not the special interests. I have not put tremendous amounts of money in this. I have not accepted tremendous amounts of money from people, and I pledge to have an office in North Pinellas County, and I will do that with part of the salary that you receive as a commissioner. I object to the referendum being on there, the primary about the tax break. I think it was put hastily on there, and it was designed to help some businesses, and it may hurt others. I think it's kind of funny, Greenlight Pinellas is seeking to increase taxes while we're trying to rush through a tax cut for other businesses. I think it's time for you to take back your county as voters. I want you to remember to vote for Kefallas for Pinellas. And also I want to tell you, in today's newspaper there's an article about the where we all stand on EMS. I brought copies of that along with some of my other information, and I hope you all take time to read all that, because it is pretty serious. The EMS issue was a great important discussion I had with people as I walked the neighborhoods. Thank you.
All right, let's mix it up. How will you promote active involvement and/or education of the issues that are brought before the county commission?
Well, I've proposed to I pledged to open up an office in North Pinellas County. I haven't decided where yet, but I will be using a portion of the salary to open up an office in North Pinellas. That's one way. I've been very active in the city, Tarpon Springs, by being a watchdog over that for many years, over 20-some years, and the last thing I worked on there was preventing a $10 million waste of buying the Linger Longer property, which subsequently was bought by Ryland Homes and built into a very fine home project when it was proposed for the city of Tarpon to buy it, and which would have cost the North Anclo Fire Department getting a new building, which we're required to have, and it was proposed to not have it. I also think that they're going to the city meetings and things like that with all the cities is important to understand where the people are, not just to ask key people within the city by going to the mayor, going up, but go watch, sit in the audience and hear what's going on, what the people's concerns are, what the people on the city commission's interests are, and where they stand on things, and what they want to see done in their cities, not just what the county wants to ram down their throat. An issue that, again, that I can relate to in Tarpon was the Beckett Bridge became a big issue. Whether to restore it. I'm involved with the Historical Society in Tarpon, and they wanted it restored. They didn't want it to be torn down and rebuilt. Unfortunately, it appears it's going to be torn down, and they were very adamant about it, but they've had to accept it, and but they weren't told anything about it until they reached out and they asked for people to come and talk, and then there's been many, in fact, Commissioner Roche has come to many of the meetings and been very active and very supportive. Change has to happen with some things, and I think it's important that you do involve the people, and they will be involved in things if I'm a commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. What role, if any, should the federal government play in funding or supporting county level projects?
Well, I read through your libertarian values and principles, and you're for a balanced budget. Unfortunately, we all know that that's not going to happen because of this very issue. The legislators want to bring the money back to their town so they can remain being your legislators in Washington, whether it's congressmen, senators, whomever. They want that money to come back to their town, which is all well and fine, but maybe we're giving them too much. It's not going to change, unfortunately. As we call pork, it's going to continue to go on. I think that we can reach out to use that better than, in some ways it's almost like it's being wasted. If you look in the Tampa Bay Times, there was an article on August 1st, PSTA, who's, while they're asking us to give them $132 million, has had to pay back $354,000 in federal grant money because of an apparent misuse of it. And I think it's important that the money we do get, we use wisely. And I'm glad somebody was watching over this $354,000, because many times there aren't people watching over it, and it does get abused. And I think that we need to continue to watch it, but we also need to realize that it's not going to change. There are going to be pet projects, and hopefully we can better inform. I have a personal friendship with the Bilirakis family. Mike Bilirakis, the former congressman, has sponsored me to become a Mason recently. And I feel I can talk to Gus, and if he's our voted congressman in the future, and I think that he understands what it's like to be a family person. He has several boys himself, and he is very supportive of the area, and I think he could be a tremendous asset if we utilize his abilities. But you're not going to change where the money is going to the extent unless you speak out. Thank you. Well, 2 years ago, in October 12, 2012, the St. Petersburg Times, Tampa Bay Times wrote an article over the last election for commissioner that it was time to drain the swamp. 2 good commissioners were lost, and we still have the same 4 issues that were cited in that article. The EMS issue, public transportation, fluoride, and public health care. 4 years later, we're still looking at that issue, and I think it's time to make a change. We've had career politicians who have stepped up and come into this position last time. It's time to get new people in there. It's time to look forward to the future and not continue down the road we have for the last few years. And I think that I, being an independent as far as not accepting any special interest funds, I will be the best to show the voters that I will do everything I can for them. I will be their voice, and together we will make a team. I want to be a team with the voters, and I think that I will be the most possible person to do that. I think that in the past we've looked at, our commission has looked towards special interest as to what direction the county should go, and I think it's time to make a change.